So I am here because I want to share with you guys an amazing book that my neighbor lent to me. I want to thank her. This book has changed my whole perspective on myself, my past relationship, and my current relationship. And to be honest, any relationship that I go into in the future. This book has helped me out in such a huge way that I know it's going to help someone else out there. And I fear that there's someone in my current predicament and my past predicament that needs to hear about this book. So hopefully they'll go out and buy the book, and hopefully I can just help them. So the book is called Women Who Love Too Much, and this is what it looks like. This book is all about just what it says, about women who love too much and who do not know it. I am a woman who loves too much, and I don't feel like I'm a victim of it because it's not something that I knew. It's just something that is self-diagnosed. So now that you know, you can change it. And since being aware that I am a woman who loves too much, I have been going through steps in my everyday life, in my current relationship, to stop loving so much, and it has helped me tremendously. So just a little bit about the book. The first chapter is called Preface, and it is all about a young lady who is confused. She is just like me. She thinks that her obsession with her boyfriend equates to her being in love, and she is upset because she's not receiving the same thing. And in my past relationship, guys, I could literally tell my ex, I'm obsessed with you, and think that was normal. And growing up, I don't want to say I wasn't shown love, but the way that my ex showed me love and the way that I was loved when I was younger was totally different. And it made me confused. It made me confused to the point where I'm like, the love my ex felt for me, it didn't come with pain. The love that I grew up with always came with pain. So I had to morph those two together and create my own definition of love, which I feel like is the main reason why I became obsessed. And that is mainly because I did not know what love is. I did not know the true feeling and definition of love. I was very confused. And throughout my relationship, it showed. It showed tremendously. And I was that woman. I was confused on why my ex was not so obsessed with me like I was obsessed with him. And I remember taking the little things he would say and making them so big in my head that I tried to be perfect for him. I wanted him to think I was just as perfect as I thought that he was. So I spent 4 years trying to be that. And at the end of the relationship, I just couldn't take it no more. And I left. And I literally was on the search for freedom, away from a box that I had put myself in. So I'm just hoping that this video could help somebody from not putting themselves in that box. And throughout my 4-year relationship, I would take little things like, when we first met, he told me, oh, you don't look anything like London, because we met through my job. And I was someone who suffered from extremely low self-esteem as a child, and it developed into my adulthood. And I'm trying to say and so much. With the industry that I was in, who you are and what you look like was very important. I don't know what the heck made me get into that career. Being that I was so freaking self-conscious, I don't know why I stayed in that career, but I felt power in that career. So when I decided to invite somebody that I met inside my job, who didn't know me from Adam and Eve, who liked me for who I was at work, and decided to give them my raw, uncut, unedited, no makeup self, and they told me that I looked like a totally different person, that was a huge blow. That was like I didn't know what to do. So I done the only thing I knew how to do, and I became London, and I became Star, and I became Esmeralda. I became my job 24/7. Whenever I was with my ex, I was always perfect, and I would watch the things that he considered perfect, and I would try to mimic them, to the point where I was literally self-destructing myself because I was afraid to go out and try different things, because that wouldn't be what London would do. London would stay in a small little box and be happy just so the love of her life could see that she was perfect. And my obsession with being so perfect for him, and I equated it with love, and it wasn't, and he didn't feel the same in return. The next few chapters are just about suffering, different ways women suffer, and tell them themselves they're in love. And I definitely identify with that. Now guys, I haven't got through the whole book, so I cannot tell you everything in the book, but the next few chapters were life-changing. I equated love with suffering, and I feel like there are so many other women out there who do as well. I literally told myself, if I don't like something but he likes it, even if it's physically, emotionally, or mentally damaging to me, that's okay, because I have to suffer for love. That whole beauty is pain, that's a bunch of bull crap, and love does not equal pain. So I feel like, me personally, growing up, literally I was told, well, it's your turn to suffer. It's your turn to do this. It's your turn to do that if you really love something. If you really love me. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. So what did I do? I trickled that into my adulthood and into my relationship, where there were things that I truly hated, but I had to let him know that I loved him. I had to be perfect. And London wouldn't have said no. In chapter 2, they identified the two different ways of love. And they are a rose and a grape. A grape is loving someone from the base. Loving the way they are, loving their flaws, loving them for just being your friend. And then a grape is loving someone at a sacrifice, feeling like you have to sacrifice yourself, you have to go through some kind of turmoil for them to understand your love. And for me, the relationship I'm in now, I can definitely say is more a grape, because I'm taking the time out to get to know that person as well as myself and how we link together. But my last relationship was definitely a rose, because I didn't know him. I didn't know him. I didn't give myself enough time to know him, and I put up such a wall because I felt like he would figure out who I really was, and that I wasn't star in reality, that there was no possible way he could get to know me, even in a 4-year relationship. So guys, I just wanted to come on here really quick and say hi and just share this book with you guys and share everything I've learned so far. I'll definitely come back and do a final review when I get through this book, but I'm only on chapter 4. So if you are someone that is going through something and you are trying to figure out where you fit in your relationship, or if the relationship is even for you, definitely read this book. And when you read this book, read it slow. And if there's words in here, guys, I don't understand. I have to literally Google the words that she's saying. I'm like, what does that mean? And I reread the passage once I figure out what the word is, and I'm like, okay, I get it. So this is not a book that's going to be, it's not a fix-all book. It's definitely a book where you have to look into yourself, and you have to say, do I fit with this character? Do I fit with this situation? Because there are tons of situations that I don't fit with. And I'm perfectly, trust me, I'm perfectly fine with that. But the situations that I know that I identify with, I definitely look into them, and I'm like, okay, why? What happened? What triggered it? And how do I stop it? So I don't want to make this video extremely long, but again, if you are someone that is struggling with your relationship and trying to figure out how to fit in, please read this book and figure out what is your trigger. Are you someone who suffers for love? Are you someone who is obsessed and you're confused with that, confusing that for love? Are you someone who don't even know what love is? I am someone who was all of that, and now I'm figuring it out, and it makes me so much happier. And I can definitely tell in my relationship now that it is becoming a lot stronger. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go check out this book. I will see you guys later. Bye.